Look at this. On Monday, had a 66% chance of winning. Up like a rocket, right? Up like a rocket. 95%. Houston, if you are in fact John Cornyn, you have a big problem. But if you're Ken Paxton, you have a big-time solution. 2 thumbs up, as the president likes to say. Right now, the Kalshi prediction market giving 2 thumbs up to the idea that Ken Paxton is in fact going to be the Republican nominee.
All right, so there's Crazy Harry there. Republican primary in the Senate runoff between Ken Paxton and John Cornyn happening tomorrow in Texas. We just talked about that. All signs, again, point to an end to John Cornyn's political career. These things happen. President Trump endorsed Paxton last Tuesday. He's got a 96% chance of winning tomorrow, according to Kalshi. That's the betting site. Here to break down what really happens is the founder of the Zeus Political Index. He was in the numbers all weekend long, Patrick Alaco, and the co-founder of McLaughlin and Associates and Donald Trump's campaigner, pollster for 2024, Jim McLaughlin, who I ran into randomly on the streets of New York. A gigantic city, and we just run into each other at a red light. Good to see you both. Patrick, let's just get to this Cornyn thing. Based on everything you've seen, can Cornyn win this race tomorrow?
Rob, as we correctly pointed out last week, Trump's endorsement is still the gold standard, especially in a low Republican showdown like Texas. Cornyn's only real hope is that his early vote and the establishment GOP overperform tomorrow. Our pick, Paxton for the win.
All right, you're talking about like the Karl Rove GOP tomorrow, and you think Paxton's going to win it tomorrow?
Absolutely.
All right, Jim, you're the sports fan. The Falcons had a 99.7 chance of beating the Patriots in Super Bowl 51, 2017. They were up 28-3 at half, and Tom Brady said this about that this weekend.
99.7. What's that number make you think of? It's an A+. I didn't get many of those. It's a low-grade fever, maybe, but it's also virtual certainty. If something is a 99.7% chance of happening, the outcome is a foregone conclusion.
Okay, Jim, is there any Tom Brady magic in John Cornyn tomorrow?
No, all the Tom Brady magic, it's with Donald Trump. Because, look, we've seen it in these primaries. What was it, last Tuesday? Donald Trump had a 38-0 record. You know, like Tom Brady, even Tom Brady didn't complete about 4 out of 10 of his passes. Donald Trump, his candidates, they win Republican primaries. I've been doing this stuff, Rob, for over 40 years, and I've always told people the most overrated thing in American politics is our endorsements, except for a Donald Trump endorsement. It's actually pretty amazing when you look at it. And what was going on in that race? The race was tied until Donald Trump endorsed Ken Paxton. And now what do we see? Ken Paxton has double-digit leads in almost all the polls.
Jim, has there ever been anybody like Trump as far as endorsements? Like even Reagan? Like I don't remember anybody with this kind of power when it comes to endorsements in the big races.
It's not even close. We used to always tell candidates they don't translate into votes. And what it is, and the candidates, they need to tie it back to the issues. Yeah. They need to tie it back to how they've supported Donald Trump on things like lower taxes and securing the border and whatnot. And from what I could tell, it looks like Ken Paxton has done that.
All right. Patrick, this guy, James Talrico, he's beating Paxton by 2 points. If you look at the Real Clear polling average, do these numbers, let's say Paxton wins tomorrow, does that number change almost immediately if that happens?
Rob, Talarico has had the luxury of a honeymoon while Republicans fought each other. That ends tomorrow, and the real race will begin. Republicans will nationalize the race and try to define Talarico as an AOC progressive in Texas clothing. It becomes Texas versus the national Democratic brand. And I think Jim will agree, Texas isn't going blue in 2026.
Talrico, I just found out this weekend, he's a vegan. And then I was watching CNN, Jim, today, and they were trying to say, no, he's not a vegan. He likes meat. Look, he took a picture eating a chicken wing. He's not a vegan. I was like, this guy's also a vegan in the state of Texas? Like, give me a break. Is there anything about him that makes him a Texan besides maybe his birth certificate? I don't even know if he was born there. Jim, this is important. It looks like the Iran war could end. I mean, it could happen this week. It literally could happen this week. Gas tonight. I think we can put it up. $4.50 a gallon. People driving back from, long weekends at different places. They know about it. Look, it's not a good thing. How important is getting that number below 3 by the time we get to November?
Oh, it's going to be hugely important. And Donald Trump understands that. And look, when he left office back in 2020, it was at $2.38. We had gotten it below $3. It's going to get there again. And I think I wouldn't be surprised if it's down below $2.38. You've got oil experts, people like John Catsimatidis, who's in the oil business. He said he thinks for the rate of inflation, we're going to have record low gas prices as soon as we get everything all set in the Middle East.
In
and
every
I think
business.
that's going to happen sooner rather than later.
All right, we hope it does happen, gentlemen. Good to see you tonight. We'll see what happens tomorrow. The good thing is the polls close in Texas 7 p.m. and then I'm on the air at 8, so it should be an interesting night. Patrick Alaco, Jim McLaughlin, thank you.